Welcome to my channel. Today's project is this module, which I will use as an earring. In fact, we're going to make another one. I've just finished it. I haven't hidden the thread ends yet. It's a really simple module that you can make in 5 minutes. You can also use it as a pendant for a necklace. For this project, we'll need some yarn and small crystals. I've chosen this golden thread, number 6, and small crystals. How many will you need? I haven't counted exactly, but maybe about 30 to 35 per module. Then you'll need a metal base. I've chosen this one, which has a diameter of 3 centimeters. If you want to make earrings, you'll also need a pair of ear wires. I've worked on this project with a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. After that, we'll also need a beading needle because we'll have to thread the crystals onto the yarn. Obviously, you'll need scissors, jewelry glue, and if you want to hide the ends, a yarn needle. But if you're used to working with a crochet hook, that's perfectly fine too. One last thing, the thread and the crystals. I bought them on Temu. But before we start the module, I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and activate the little bell so you'll be notified of every new update I publish. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like, comment, and share it. That said, I'm going to take 6 crystals and make a classic flower, which will be our centerpiece. I've taken 6 crystals and now I'm going to join the work with a knot. But I won't tighten it too much because later we'll need to go in with single crochets. After that, I'm going to take my little ring. I pass the yarn, the crochet hook behind and grab the yarn. Make sure to take the longer one because it's easy to make a mistake and grab the shorter one. And I make a chain, then I take a small crystal. I secure it with the chain, make an additional chain. First, I carefully insert it precisely in the center. Then I go exactly in between crystal number 3 and number 4, while making sure that I'm holding the flower in a perfectly right side up position. And I make a slip stitch. After making my slip stitch, I go up with a chain, which will serve as my first single crochet. Then I make 3 separating chains and go between the next 2 crystals. And I make a single crochet. I add my 3 chains. I carefully go right between the next 2 crystals. And then I make a single crochet stitch right here. I make my 3 chains. I go between the next 2 crystals, being careful with the short thread, keeping it separate, and I make a single crochet. I make 3 chains and continue working. The arch is all the crystals, but we'll close the last arch in a different way. I've worked the second to last arch. Now for the last arch. We'll do it this way. We'll make a chain, then we'll yarn over the hook. We'll insert the hook into the first chain we made in place of the single crochet at the beginning of the round. And I close with a half double crochet. This way we're already at the center of our arch. Then I make 5 chains. I go into the next arch and work 1 complete single crochet stitch. I start again with 5 chains. I proceed directly into the next arch, working with a single crochet. I make my 5 chains. Then again, I move to the center of the next arch with a single crochet. I go into the next arch with a single crochet. Again, my 5 chains. Go directly into the arch, then work it with a single crochet stitch. Then I save the work with 2 chains right here. I yarn over. I go into the first chain of the next arch and I make a double crochet. At this point, I take the base and go up with a chain, including the base. Then I go back into the arch, base and arch together, and I make 2 or 3 single crochets. We need to adjust ourselves based on the work we have. It needs to be tight enough. The more you fill the arches with single crochets, the tighter your work will stay. The fewer you fill, the less tight it will be. And you can also adjust this based on the base you have here. We're halfway through the arch, so we'll put in half the necessary stitches, then we'll finish with the remaining stitches. After that, I make a single crochet without chains, without an arch right inside. I go back into the next arch and make a series of 5 single crochets. Then you have to decide for yourself. It could be 4, it could be 6. Depending on the yarn you're using, the size of the base, your hand, the crochet hook, there are many variables. After that, I make a single crochet without entering the arch by taking only the base. I go into the next arch and make 5 single crochets. I make a single crochet by taking only the base, then go into the next arch and make 5 single crochets. And I fill all 3 remaining arches. I'll see you when I've reached the last one, and we'll see how to finish. I've reached the last chain, and by taking only the base, I make the last single crochet, taking only the base. After that, I move to the arch where I worked only halfway and finish it with the remaining stitches as needed. Depending on how many you made at the beginning, add the missing ones to finish. When I reach the end of the work, I pull up the loop. I go in from the back into the first available stitch. Next, I carefully pick up the loop and then slowly bring it all the way to the back of the work. After that, I move with a slip stitch. First, I carefully pick up a small crystal. Then I pull up the loop and secure it firmly with a single chain stitch, skip over 1 base stitch, and then go directly into the very next stitch. And then I carefully complete a slip stitch. I pick up another crystal. I pull up the loop a little, secure it with a chain stitch, skip the base stitch, and go into the next one. With a slip stitch, I pick up another crystal, bring it close, pull up the loop a little, and make a chain stitch, skipping a stitch. I skip a base stitch, go into the next stitch I find, and make a slip stitch. We will work all the way around the circumference of our module in this way. I'll see you when I'm done, and we'll see how to close it. I've inserted the last little crystal, and now I'm going to close in the last available stitch with a slip stitch. I cut the yarn, leaving a suitable length. I've made the safety chain, I've pulled my yarn, and now with a yarn needle, I'm going to hide the ends. I do this by making a few loop stitches or a few safety knots. Call them whatever you like. In the end, the result is the same. On the back of the work, I've made 3 little knots, then I hide a bit of the yarn between the stitches. After all, nothing will show on the back. Like this. After that, I do the same thing with the central yarn once I've finished closing it. I repeat this process with these 2 ends on the other motif. I repeat the process on the other motif. I've attached the ear wires and voila, a simple, quick and delicate little project for those who might not like to wear very flashy accessories. And that's it for today's video. I really hope I've given you another idea, and if you like, let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like and share it. Also, I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and activate the little bell so you'll be notified of every new update I post. In the info box, among other things, I'll leave you the links to all my social media. If you want, I'll be waiting for you there too. Bye everyone, and see you in the next video.